Bach here from Bach Performance and the Look Great Naked podcast. And today I'm going to take you step by step through a chest workout. I'm going to highlight my favorite exercises, what we're doing specifically, and why. And most importantly, what you're going to learn the best exercises to choose, why, and how to execute them for maximum muscular growth. Let's get it.
Before you go any further, it's 100% crucial that you watch the rest of this video and hit subscribe now.
So what are we doing today? First, I'm going to take you through our dynamic warm-up. This is going to be a set of 3 different exercises. First, we're going to have a sideline windmill used to open up thoracic mobility through our shoulders. One of the primary reasons that people run into shoulder injuries is because they have poor mobility and stability directly through their thoracic spine. When their shoulders can't get into optimal position, joint stress tends to take over. Voila, injuries are next. The second exercise is going to be a half kneeling kettlebell bottoms up press. Bottoms up meaning it's going to be upside down. So it's going to require a lot more stability all the way through my entire upper body, and core is going to be engaged at the same time. Then the third exercise within that is going to be a plyometric push-up. We do this to fire up the central nervous system. I'm going to do it directly on the ground, but depending on your strength levels, you can do this directly with your hands elevated on a bench or on a box. Let's check it out. All right, now in the sideline windmill, all you need is a piece of, a foam roller. So all I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna throw my leg over the side, and then we're gonna work at actively improving the range of motion directly through the shoulder. Knees over the top, bottom arm up. As I'm doing this, I'm rotating my hand on the bottoms up overhead press. One thing that you're going to see here is the amount of shaking going on. So what I want you to do while you're watching this video right now, make a fist as hard as you can. Notice you're feeling tension, not just here, not just in your forearm, but you're feeling it in your lat and your shoulder. So we call this the irradiation effect. When you contract the muscle as hard as you can, it's going to start recruiting other muscles directly around that muscle itself. So in this case, a bottoms up press can really activate a lot of stabilizers to make your shoulders more stable as you're going directly through the exercise. This makes it an incredibly good priming exercise before any pressing work. Now the bottoms up half kneeling press is a great exercise, especially when we have that bottoms up hand position. A couple important cues. First, we want to make sure we're flexing the glute on the down leg right here and keeping our chest tall with our core engaged. Very simple. And when I'm holding the kettlebell, I'm going to squeeze it as hard as I can, press directly up. One thing that's important to know, when I do that plyometric push-up, the goal here is to not do them as fast as I can. It's to do each rep explosively. So it's not racing through to get 5 reps done as quickly as possible. It's maximum explosive intent, just like this. Now, when I'm doing this plyometric push-up, what you're gonna notice, my hands aren't directly in front of me. A lot of times you see people do push-ups, even explosive push-ups, with their hands out in all these different weird angles. What we want to be in a joint stacked position. This means your hands should be directly underneath your wrist, underneath your elbow, underneath your shoulder, like you're throwing a punch. For up here, we're not gonna have as much power, and we can have more inherent instability in the joint. Check this out. Now, we're gonna go through that entire warm-up 2 times. This next one, I would increase the weight directly on a bottoms up press, and then on a plyometric push-up, I'm gonna go flat on the ground. In part because it's 109 degrees in here. I've been waiting all day for a fan and it hasn't quite arrived. And frankly, my hands are getting sweaty and I don't wanna switch off the bench. But you'll see the mechanics stay the same. I won't be quite as high up in the air and explosive as I was on the bench, but it's gonna be a more advanced variation of an explosive plyometric push-up. Now that we're fully warmed up, I'm gonna do one quick exercise, one set, to improve the mind-muscle connection. You see, I've always been a strong presser and I've got dominant anterior delts and triceps, so it's tough for me to really feel my chest contract on some exercises. So what you can do, if this is also you and you struggle to build your chest, is we get an isolation exercise first. So So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use the rep functional trainer right here, and I'm gonna do a Costal Cable Fly. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come down, I'm gonna hold and squeeze, hold an isometric position so I can improve that mind-muscle connection between my mind and my chest. And when you do this, when you can feel your muscles contract, that's gonna help you recruit those muscles much more effectively and then create fatigue and muscle growth. So it's gonna be a 10 to 15 second hold, squeeze my chest as hard as I can, followed by 10 to 15 reps. And the only goal here is to improve that mind-muscle connection so we can make these subsequent exercises more effective. Only doing one set. Weight is light. Let's go through, hold, and I'm not pushing my hands together 100%, but what I am doing is holding constant tension all the way through. Mentally, I'm thinking, can I make my nipples touch? Obviously I can't, physiologically speaking, but that hard contraction is the goal.
If you want to lose fat and build muscle, the number one thing you need to do, join our Look Great Naked protocol. Head to the link below, book your transformation call, and hit subscribe.
Now, the first big exercise we're going to focus on is a 15-degree incline dumbbell bench press. As you increase the incline, you're tending to get more upper pec development. But if we go too high, then the shoulders tend to take over. So for me, I find that 15 to 30 degrees is the sweet spot for me to maximally feel and contract my pecs. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna do 3 sets. We're gonna do a set of 8, increase the weight, 8, and then we're gonna do a triple drop set. So it's gonna be 6 reps, 10 to 15 seconds rest, 6 reps, 10 to 15 seconds rest, and then 4 to 6 reps, with that being the final rest period. We want to do this extended set because this allows a partial recovery between the sets in order to push strength higher. When we can push strength higher, we create more mechanical tension directly inside the muscle, which can be a trigger for muscular growth. Warm-up set, and show a couple reps. Now here's one important note, when I'm doing a press, I'm not trying to touch the dumbbells together. That's a common mistake a lot of people make, they clang the dumbbells together. What we want to do, keep the dumbbells 2 to 3 inches apart at the top so we can really focus on squeezing the pecs so they optimally engage during the set. If we take them together, guess what? Bump the dumbbells, we take tension off of the muscles that we are trying to build. Now I've done a couple warm-up sets, which you just saw. Now it's time to bump the weight up. One of the big mistakes that people make is they jump directly into a set of, say, 3x8, and they haven't done any sets to ramp the weight up. As you get stronger, you need to do a couple sets to kind of grease the groove, make sure your technique is dialed in before you jump into the actual work sets. Say, for example, I did 60 pounds for 8 reps. Well, if I did that, that would not be enough of a training stimulus to actually elicit muscle growth. So I hit a couple warm-up sets, 60, 70. Now I'm going to start the work sets at 90. Chalk is an absolute game changer when it's 100 degrees. All right, second set, 90. All right, third set, time for that triple drop. I'm gonna take it with hundreds for a ride. I got bruised ribs right now, so the worst part is actually leaning back directly on this bench, but you know what? We'll see what happens. That's the second drop. I'm at muscular failure already. We're just gonna wipe out that third one. So I took a weight I would normally be able to do for 8. By adding in that short rest, bumped it up to 12. Bigger muscle building response. Next up, one of my favorite exercises for building your chest, dips. Now, instead of keeping your torso vertical on dips like you see most people do, if we want to emphasize our chest, what we actually need to do is we need to shift our weight forward. As you can tell, it's going to tilt the body forward a little bit more and allow you to hit the chest more effectively. Now, we're going to do a similar rep scheme to what we just did with the incline dumbbell press. But what we're going to do here, we're going to do a set of 8, 8, 6, drop set, 6, drop set, 6, drop set. So again, we're hitting that triple drop set. I'm gonna increase the weight on each and every single set, but pay close attention to my body angle. This is gonna be different than what most people tend to do when they have a dip, but making this slight adjustment allows you to focus on hitting your chest a bit more than your triceps when your torso is vertical.
Now, dips are next. Big key here. Instead of being vertical with my torso the entire way, we're gonna shift, tilt the upper body forward. This is gonna put more stress directly on your chest. Here's the difference. Vertical. All right, time for that triple drop set. Normally, be a little bit heavier than this. We're gonna go 45, we're gonna go 6, short break, 6, short break, hopefully another 6. Dropping the weight for the last 6. So I can keep that forward inclination in my torso to emphasize my chest.
We are back with a functional trainer. Now we've hit the chest with a couple of heavy compound exercises and some extended sets. Our chest is pretty smoked, and we've hit a lot of rep ranges in that 6 to 8 range, where we have that combination of mechanical tension and metabolic stress, aka the pump. Now, because that fatigue is set in, what we're gonna do is we're gonna increase the reps a little bit to decrease the amount of rest in between our sets, and of course, decrease the loading. So we're gonna do a superset here. What this superset's gonna be, we're gonna take that Costal Cable Fly, which is gonna allow us to hit kind of that lower and middle pec. We're gonna do 10 reps, a very short rest. What this is a mechanical advantage drop set. You see, I'm weaker in the fly motion, you would be too, right? So we're gonna hit that mechanical advantage position where we're a little bit weaker, we're gonna fry the pecs, and then because fatigue is setting in, what we wanna do, move the hands in and go into a press. Because that fatigue has already started to set in, we start to move the hands in, we can get more bang for our buck with less weight, create more muscular damage, metabolic stress directly in the chest, which can lead to more muscle growth. Final exercise of the day, the converging ring push-up. Now, a typical ring push-up, your hands would just stay in as you do the push-up. Where the converging, we are coming in and really focusing on getting that squeeze. It's important to notice a couple things. First, the rings add an additional element of instability. Because they can move on an individual point, the shoulders, chest, triceps, everything has to work that much harder to stabilize. And if you haven't done these before, what you're gonna wanna do is increase your body angle. As you see when I'm doing them, I'm incredibly flat to the ground because I'm used to doing the exercise. And that's an important note anytime you're doing a bodyweight exercise. So whether you're doing an inverted row, if you wanna make it harder, get your body more flat to the ground. If you wanna make it easier, just go more upright. If you wanna make it tougher, even yet, you can elevate your feet on a box or on a bench. But when I'm doing the converging ring push-up, my focus here is not on going fast, it's staying as tight as I can and pushing and squeezing. When my hands get to about 6 to 8 inches apart, I'm not trying to make them touch, but what I'm imagining is that my nipples are actually coming together and touching. Gang, that is a wrap for a chest day workout. Now, what you need to do next, you need to hit subscribe on this video and drop a comment below. Let me know what you thought about it and if you have any specific questions. Now, if you want to be able to get a handcrafted program built specifically for you, save the time of wondering what should I be doing today. Save the confusion of wondering, is this the right workout for me? All you need to do, go in the link via the bio, bachperformance.com/call. Book a strategy session. We'll break down what exactly you need to do to get in the best shape possible. Once again, thanks for being here. Have a great day.
Did you find this helpful? If so, pound that like button and hit subscribe. Now, if you want a free copy of our Chiseled Muscle Cheat Sheet, the no BS way to help you lose body fat and build lean muscle in 90 days, make sure that you go to the description below and download your free copy. Any questions? Drop them in the comments, and can't wait to see you with the next video.